Hey everybody, welcome
Hello.
back to the Rock and See Homestead.
Join us for a stroll through the garden. Come on, let's look at the garden.
Well, like we said, welcome back to the Rock and See Homestead. The last time we did a full garden tour update, it was June. It's now July 7th, so it's been almost a month since we've given a full garden update. So that's what we're going to take you through today. So we're going to start up here at the top of the garden, kind of in the herb section. Although the first thing we have here is not herbs. This is watermelon, 2 of our watermelon plants, and super excited because look at this, baby watermelons. Look at those fuzzy little babies. Got one here, and there's a little teeny guy right down there, and there's another guy all the way over on the other side. So we're super excited that we might be getting some watermelon soon-ish. Well, you know, soon, garden soon is whenever it feels like it. And then on in this bed, we've got our chives. We got lots of weeds. I clearly need to get on with that. Our lavender plant, which is looking a little, I can't tell if it's unhappy or not, but there it is. And then this curry plant here, which seems to be doing pretty well. Then our sage and thyme in this bed. Also, the heat, it's been real hot in Oklahoma, so everything looks a little heat worn right now. Plus we haven't watered for the evening, so it looks particularly heat worn. We got our basil, our spearmint, and then our probably 2 newest things, almost the newest things, are this chocolate mint plant right here. And you can see it is looking good. And rub of those leaves and smell that. Oh my gosh, it smells exactly like chocolate mint. So good. And then that stevia plant right over there. Our 2 probably newest guys. This bed is where we harvested our garlic from. That's why this half is empty. And you can check out our how to harvest garlic video that we did just a few days ago, actually. So you can check that out. And then we have our onions, and super excited to see that we're starting to get some really big, you can see them right up above the surface, but it looks like these are getting pretty big. So we're very excited to be harvesting our onions here from this bed, and we have some more down in our big raised beds. And then also up here in the herb section are our fence dwellers. We've got our lemon balm, which I need to go through and kind of cut back. Also, it's ready for water. Our oregano and rosemary. All doing really good with this little kind of simple hanging on your fence. You water the bottom through the hole right here. And it's been super, super simple. Something that you could do if you lived even in an apartment and you had a balcony or a front porch. Any of those would work for something simple like this.
So probably the biggest change in the garden is this bed is almost completely empty now. It had a bunch of broccoli in it, or I should say it had a bunch of broccoli plants. Maybe we'll throw up a picture of what it looked like before. But they were just getting so big and no broccoli was coming in that we did have a few, but when they came in, it started to bolt almost immediately. So we pulled all of that up. Unfortunately, we had a tragedy in the garden when we did that. So we had a volunteer cantaloupe plant, and as you can see, it's looking terrible now. So when we started pulling up the broccoli, it was attached to the broccoli roots. So it came up, so we stuck it back in the ground and started to water it, and I don't think it's gonna make it. So it's looking pretty bad, but we wanted to keep it to the tour. Things like that happen. We tried to cut off the broccoli and replant it, but it just snapped off and all the roots were no longer. So I think we're gonna have to take that down, but we do have some cantaloupe coming up on the other side. So, but other than that, the onions are looking really good. They were turning like brown on the edges and folding over. So from what I've heard, that's when you start folding them over. You know, these bulbs aren't huge. So we folded them over and we're kind of waiting for about a week. Then we're gonna harvest them. But when we did that, a swarm of wasps came out. There's a wasp nest right underneath here. I didn't realize it, but when I slapped down these onions, it popped that off and they were not happy with me. So, but that's really all that's going on in this bed for now. we have maybe some fall planting or some other ideas for this one coming up shortly, so stay tuned. All right, so we are in our tomato and carrot patch here, and these tomato plants are out of control. I had to kind of tame them a little bit today. So I kind of cut them a little high just because I couldn't see, I couldn't get in, I couldn't figure out what was what. And these are finally coming up, and we got them over the trellis. And some are actually coming up and over on the other side now. So as you're walking through here, you just see patches of tomatoes everywhere. And we're hoping those will grow and ripen up here really, really soon. We've been able to pull off probably about 30 tomatoes at this point. They've been little cherry tomatoes or some variety of that. And they have just been fantastic. So we've been super pleased with our tomatoes. And I tell you, on the taste, my favorite ones are back over here. It's actually I think they're called Crazy Tom cherry tomatoes.
Barry's Crazy Cherry Tomatoes.
Okay, I have been corrected.
Barry's Crazy Cherry Tomatoes.
Okay, so that's it. And let me see if I can get one that's pretty ripe. I don't know if there is one. But they're little yellow cherry tomatoes. Oh, here's one. And they are just fantastically sweet and awesome. As I just ate it. Yes. So, and as you can see in the middle, we have carrots coming up. Hopefully they're growing nice carrot roots down below. But they've been kind of covered up so much by the tomatoes. It was kind of weird seeing them kind of out here in the sun. So hopefully now they'll get a little bit more sun and they'll grow up a little bit quicker. So in our old lettuce bed, we planted some okra, 4 plants of okra, and a couple cantaloupe plants. And the cantaloupe is taking off like crazy over there. And it is enjoying life. And we're trying to get it to go up the cattle panel there. So hopefully here in the next week, it'll be going up and over, and we'll start seeing some cantaloupes form. And I think that the okra is coming in really nice. Starting to see a little bit of buds, and maybe we'll get a couple okra off of it here soon. But so those that are in that Sampson Farm Okra Challenge, these may be the winners right here, just letting you know. These may be the winners. So as you can tell, the squash and zucchini plants are going crazy. This thing is actually coming up and out of the bed. And we've actually already cut back some of the leaves a couple times, and it has not hurt these plants at all. As you can see, we have some squash in there cooking away, so to speak. And got several of them in here. And we have a beautiful zucchini that actually probably needs to be harvested today. Probably need to come in here and actually trim up some of these bigger leaves, thin them out again. Oh yeah, it's looking good. That's perfect. And remember back when we first planted this, we put some peppers on this back end. And then we have this one pepper plant. He is not giving it up. This guy's hanging in tough. Not very big peppers, but he's definitely giving it his all for sure. So here are our other tomato plants. There's 4 of them in this area, and they're going just as crazy as the other ones. Actually, this last week, we just put like a little 6 foot cattle panel. We kind of just shoved it in the dirt, and the plants were so top heavy, they were kind of leaning this thing over 2 or 3 feet. I mean, it was hanging all the way down past it was hanging all the way out past the tub. So we had to secure that with a T-post, and we kind of got some of these things tied back, and we have some of them that are kind of encroaching on the other pepper plants, so we're just gonna let them go and see what happens. I mean, these things I just don't know how far to cut them or not to cut them, so we're just gonna let them go. And we got some fruit going. The peppers are looking really, really good. Oh yeah, there's a good banana pepper. These are the sweet banana peppers. We've got some bell peppers going back over here. You got some of the shushitos coming in. Looking real good. That one may be ready. But over here, we got some bell peppers that look close. I don't know how big these things are supposed to get, but those things look awesome. I mean, that one almost fits in the palm of my hand. That one's looking good. And little baby ones are coming up on that one. So peppers are doing great. All right, so we're over here at the cucumber patch. We have one that's trellising up the fence, and you can tell there's one cucumber that is ready to go. He is ready to come off. And then earlier this week or last week, we put this fence up for the other cucumbers, and they have really started to attach themselves to it and start growing up it. So hopefully here in the near future, we're gonna start getting some cucumbers on these plants. So hopefully by the beginning of August, we're gonna have enough to start doing some canning. I look forward to canning some of these things with my mom, because I love pickles and she makes the best sweet relish, and we don't have any more, so we need some more. So as you can see down below, we have a couple okra plants that are doing really well. Some of the other okra that we planted with the seeds, not doing so well, but they're alive, and hopefully they will start kicking up here and see what happens with them. But the watermelon up here are doing really good. Not quite as good as the ones over there, but those have been planted longer. But they are definitely growing and branching out. So hopefully we'll have some watermelon come up over here. And we have had some pretty good harvests on our little strawberry patch here. They've been small, but the ones we've been able to get have been fantastically sweet and just awesome.
So that's kind of the update where we're at right now. We've got a few plans to kind of finish out the summer, and we haven't really quite gotten plans settled for fall gardening,
Nope.
other than we know for sure we're going to do it.
For sure, yeah.
And honestly, when we started this garden that we've got here, Lance was all in. I was a major doubter. I'm just going to admit that, because
Very dubious.
just haven't had very good luck growing things and keeping
No,
them
we haven't.
alive. It hasn't ever been anything that I've been all that interested in
Yeah.
or passionate about. But I have to tell you, my mind is 100% changed from this experience. I had no idea how much wonder and just joy that this really actually brought. I just thought it was going to be a lot of work, and that it was going to be hot, and I'd be miserable out here doing it.
And there are
It is-
times.
It's all those things.
Yeah, it is.
It's all those things.
Especially
But you know
now.
what? Totally worth it. And I am probably the last person on the earth that would probably
Yes.
would ever have said that.
Yes, I agree.
So I have to tell you, if I can do this, of course this guy drives us and really gets it done. But if I can do this, anyone can do it. And I really encourage you to try, even if you're just doing something small like herbs on your fence.
Yeah, because I mean, like Marcia was saying, the wonder of it all, to see, to plant a seed, see that grow, and then it blossom into a plant like this, it's just amazing.
Maybe not this one that's dead, but these over here.
Yeah, these are, well, things happen.
Yeah, things happen in the
So
garden.
it's not all, pretty and, snowflakes and butterflies. This is the hard truth of gardening sometimes as well. But you have to take the wins with your losses and kind of go with that. So that's what we've learned so far, and not get down on ourselves if something does happen, because things are going to happen. Or if you get, if you have some squash bugs, it happens.
We don't have to like it though.
That's right. We don't have to like it,
No.
but just don't let it get it down far enough to where you stop doing what you're doing.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys can do it.
You can. I want to thank you so much for coming back and joining us. We hope that if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you'll do that. The button's right down here. We're also on Instagram and Facebook. We'll include the links down below, and we hope that you'll check us out. But as always, from our homestead to all of you, we hope you have a great, blessed day, and we'll catch you on the next video.
Bye.
Bye.